Welcome back. You're still watching Rapid Dawn right here on Rapid Television. Of course, thanks to Victor Ejema for bringing those sports updates to you this morning. Right now, it's time for the big conversation. My name is Victor Arke.
And my name is Martha Ali. Good morning to you again. The 9 o'clock conversation is typically characterized by big conversations. That's how we say here.
Definitely.
On the Rapid Dawn, because we try to analyze some social, economic, and political matters. And today we're spotlighting the People's Democratic Party. And it seems like our guest is all ready for us today, but we will get on with the show. Please be a part of it as much as possible.
That's right. Of course, today we're talking about the big issues inside the PDP. And of course, at the recently concluded PDP convention, we said the party has taken a strong step by suspending some of its well-known members, including the FCT Minister Wike and a few other big names in the PDP. According to the party, they say that these suspensions are because of anti-party activities. This move has caused a lot of talk across the country. Some people actually think that it will help the party stay united. Others fear that it will create more problems and deeper divisions within the party. And so this morning we want to understand what is really going on in the PDP, why these decisions were made, and what it means for the future of the PDP. And with us is a PDP chieftain who will help us break everything down, possibly in simple terms. As a matter of fact, he came with the constitution of the PDP. We have Mazi Nnamdi Dixon Irogbo. Good morning to you, sir. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, and good morning. Good morning to the viewers.
Welcome.
It's good to have you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Now let's begin with the first question. First of all, why did the PDP go on with the convention despite the BOT trying to have a reconciliation meeting with various factions of the party?
The convention was slated for 15th to 16th of November, and that decision was taken at the 101 NEC meeting that held.
Okay.
And then, of course, also affirmed, the processes were affirmed at the 102 NEC that held. So, a NEC, outside the convention, is the highest organ of the party. And once decision is taken at that level, the only thing that can alter it is another NEC.
Okay.
And no other NEC held before to stop that. The date has already chosen, that is 15th to 16th November. And then, of course, the convention, being the supreme organ of the party, met and took a position. The angles of why we went ahead, even with the court orders or judgments that came, the Electoral Act is clear, the processes, you know, and you can't stop a convention that already has been properly and constitutionally constituted. So when they went to court to attempt to stop it, we also went to court and got an order in the direction of ensuring that the convention held. Before now, the Supreme Court has ruled that political issues are internal issues. So if you have challenges like in a family, even right here in this studio, it's not everybody that agrees to every policy or every decision. That should not warrant somebody going out to look for an external body to come and now tell you, you know, how to ensure that you sweep your place and put it together. No, that's not the way it's done.
Okay.
So we had to go ahead with that because, one, it is constitutional. Two, it is our business as a political party to so do. And at the NEC, at the convention that held, decisions were taken, and we did some in-house cleaning.
Okay.
And that is because the purpose of formation of the vision or the reason why a political party is formed is to win election. And so if members, especially senior members at that, who had benefited from the party, now begin to go contrary to that vision of the party, then what we did at the convention that held at the Ibadan Stadium is in order, and that is to save the party, to save democracy, and to help salvage our nation.
Okay. Now, I like that you mentioned save, because I was itching to ask that question. You said that before the convention, you know, the BOT requested that the convention be halted.
No, the BOT.
Not BOT now.
The court, actually.
The court ordered that the
court, there was
convention.
some court.
There was court orders.
Be halted. But
Federal High Court.
one of the major reasons is just so that these parties, these different fractions of the PDP, whatever grievances they had will be sorted out, right? Before the convention. Don't you think that that is the most ethical thing to do before getting on to the convention? And then we move on to talking about the expulsions, because you made mention of the fact that this is an in-house matter. Therefore, the court might not be able to decide what happened. The court is not a member of the political party. The sole aim of the political party is to contest and win elections.
Yes.
Hence, the court cannot decide what happens within the party.
Yeah.
So is it not ethical that when there are fractions within a party, there is a meeting that is called to resolve that? Because I guess that's why that was halted in the first place, just so that these fractions can come to a compromise before the convention.
No, nobody halted. The so-called faction that you talked about went to court to attempt to halt the convention. But you see, that faction, as led by the Minister for FCT, have taken a position. And their position is that they are going to support Chief Tinubu to come back in 2027. And the PDP is not supporting that.
Okay.
These are the people who have given the image of the PDP appear like it is working for APC. If you recall, months back, people were saying, oh, PDP is a branch of APC, PDP is working for APC and all of that. And some of us who are members of this party felt ashamed or appalled that we could be said to be working for a party that is wrecking everything we left behind. So the FCT minister and his group have taken a position, and it's contrary to the position of the PDP.
Okay.
And because it's contrary to the position of the PDP, we can't be dancing to their music.
And it took you
their
2
vision,
years?
No, you see, it doesn't matter. Though, like people said, I've read online, even on my page, on my Facebook and Twitter page, where when I posted the expulsion eventually and all that, and people were saying, oh, better you guys woke up too late.
Too late.
And some said, oh, better late than never, and all that. What is important is that PDP is a democratic party. We are not we're not unaware of the or expectations of the people of Nigeria, because the party is set up, you know, by its name itself and the vision and all that. It's about the people.
For the people.
However, the internal processes, all the democratic processes required, we needed to be exhausted, and that's what we did. So it took us 2 years, yes, but we had to take this matter, especially the matter of expulsion, because the people expelled are not just little people. They are top members both in the party and in the society.
Right.
But we had to go, therefore, exhaust all possible internal democracy mechanisms and all of that. And that is why we waited to go to the supreme arm of the party, which is the convention. At that position, there's no other place we can take our matter to
Than the
outside that convention.
That's the Supreme Court.
That is the Supreme Court of the People's Democratic the Democratic Party.
Let's go back.
That is the convention. So it was at that convention
that
such decision could be taken, and it was taken, and everybody resoundingly
supported. Does that explain
it.
why there were too many limitations or going to court?
Litigations. There was the attempt to stop that convention.
So it was more like they saw the expulsion.
No, they know. They are, like I said, these are senior members of the party. They know that at that level, whatever decision that is taken will stand.
So you are saying that
there's nowhere else you can.
So you are saying that Fayose,
yes, on
they stand expelled.
They stand
expelled.
But we also saw on the news that I think Bode George made that statement.
Yes, he moved the motion.
He moved the motion, yeah. And he also said,
I was there.
Yeah, good. He also said that it's going to take Wike 4 years to return back to the PDP. I saw that on the news this morning. I'll try and get that to you, basically. Now, if it is an expulsion, why will it take him another 4 years to get back to the party?
No,
Does it mean that the expulsion is not infinite as it is, or it's just a time-based kind of expulsion?
The Constitution of Nigeria is supreme to any other constitution, and it allows for freedom of association and assemblage and all of that. It is free to enter a political party. It's also free to exit. However, when you go contrary to the position of the party, it is also free for the party to say, no, we cannot continue with having you in our midst because your drive and hours doesn't tally and all that. But should you want to reapply, having now possibly maybe understood better the position of the party, and you want to now align and all of that, the process is on. The process is open. They can reapply to, and then it will now be left for the NWC and the NEC possibly to consider. But right now, at the convention, that decision has been taken and it is binding. Like I said, the decision, of course, the Chief Bode George, our respected leader who moved the motion, he reeled out the reason why that expulsion decision was taken. Anti-party activities, sustained anti-party activities, undermining, insulting, humiliating, in fact, making negative pronouncement on the party. These are people, Fayose, I've watched him on different platforms where he declared that the PDP is dead. If it is dead, what are you doing there? So you now see that these are fifth columnists who know that the party PDP cannot be said to be dead. And that by the time we get our acts together, then indeed the ruling party, as I described them, will be ready to pack out of the villa. So the intention, therefore, like when they say Chief Tinubu is a master strategist, I keep saying, if he is indeed a master strategist, how has that translated to governance? The only thing we have seen is that he has succeeded in, putting hiccups in different political parties, and PDP is not exempted from that. And the people he is using are the people who have now shown the door. They can go to APC and stay there and support the Chief Tinubu that they want to, but not to stay in our party and be saying you're supporting a government that has failed. I wish, and sincerely so, I wish Chief Tinubu had done well. If APC government had done well, that food is not a challenge, that the issue of insecurity in our country has been tackled, that the economy was thriving, then I can understand why somebody would say, no, there's no other reason why I can't join these people. But they have failed woefully. And our champions, people who we made, the party made, Nyesom Wike and the rest of them, are champions from the PDP. And they're identifying, hobnobbing with a party that has inflicted pains on the Nigerian people. Again, we cannot sit back and watch that.
I always like to refer you to the leadership of PDP while they were in power. Because when you speak from a standpoint of PDP as being blameless. PDP as not having to the compounding the problems we experience here in Nigeria. I also want to put it to you that everything that we now experience is a degeneration of what had happened from when you were in power to here.
Like which
because one? You see,
give me examples.
Hold on. You see, let me give you examples. First of all, during when the PDP was in power, right? You people claimed that you wanted to remove the subsidy, and the subsidy is always going to be a classical example because it still is a topical issue even in 2025. You claimed that you have tried multiple times to remove the subsidy. At some point the subsidy was removed and it was reversed, it was brought back, but you say you couldn't do that throughout when you were in power. And it is very shocking to find the revelations of how much money has been embezzled through subsidy. Now somebody has come and has done that. Many Nigerians still argue that, oh, you have removed the subsidy, but the funds that are being gotten from the subsidy has not been accounted for. I'm not saying that APC is a saint either. Neither am I saying that PDP is a saint. But these are two people playing the same game under different faces. Hold on. You have said it many times that, the APC, why do you keep calling him Chief Tinubu, first of all?
He's not a chief.
Okay. You have
no, is he not a chief?
You have constantly
confirm to me that he's not a chief.
You have called him the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's how he's been.
Yeah, but he's a chief.
Okay.
He's a chief. The president, Chief Tinubu. That's his name.
You have consistently.
They want me to call him Alhaji. I didn't want to go religious, so that the Muslim ticket is an abuse on the psyche of the Nigerian people. So if I go that direction, it may not be well received.
We'll still get down to that.
We'll get down to that part. Let's not jump up. But I'm saying that, do you stand or do you sit, because you actually sit, do you sit to exonerate the PDP as though they have no part of the blame of what we now experience?
It's not possible. In fact, yes, put the blame on us. Because the PDP practically gave it away in 2015. In fact, I feel that the former president didn't do justice to the Nigerian people the way he handed over to the APC. They got it on a platter. There was no contestation because that election was flawed. And by every means, I haven't been announced by INEC. If we had gone to court, at least even if we didn't win, we would have probably helped the judicial arm to take certain decisions, and all that. But the president then, President Goodluck Jonathan, gave it away and didn't bother challenging the matter in court. So indeed, put the blame on the PDP. And that is why the PDP is also doing everything possible to come back and help salvage the mess that the APC has done to the Nigerian state. You see, we didn't get everything right. But I want to, that's why I said give me examples. I want to use the real issues to say the one we did right and the one we didn't do right. For instance, the issue of the economy. At the watch of PDP, Nigeria was the #1 economy in Africa. Under our watch. Number 5th in the world. Under our watch, the economy of Nigeria was worth $555 billion US. Under our watch, exchange rate was less than 200 naira. Under our watch, a bag of rice was about 8,000, 7,500 naira or thereabout. Food was not a challenge. Under our watch, kidnapping was not a business. Today, it is a thriving business. Worth trillions of naira and all that. People are kidnapped and ransoms are paid in hundreds of millions. Under our watch, it never was so. Under our watch, we were deliberate about the people of Nigeria. The policies, for instance, the one you talked about, the issue of subsidy. Because our interest is the people, the Jonathan administration attempted to take it off, did take it off, the Nigerian people protested, and he listened and backpedaled and adjusted and set up a consultation, or more like a committee, to sensitize the Nigerian people what the removal of subsidy will benefit the nation, and all of that. And not just that, also set up a cushioning effect mechanism so that when the subsidy is eventually removed, that the Nigerian people can have some respite. If you recall, Shopee was set up so that when subsidy is removed, the proceeds from it can now be plowed back to infrastructure and other development issues and all that. But what have we seen comparing it to this? Subsidy is gone. How has that benefited the Nigerian people?
Don't you think if you had removed it when earlier at the time, it wouldn't have degenerated to this point?
No. You see, the thing that Buhari came to power with in 2015 when he was campaigning, one of the major areas that Nigerians, identified with Buhari with was the issue of corruption. So we expected that, because like quoting him, he said, if you don't kill corruption, that corruption will kill Nigeria. So everybody expected that if there was anything Buhari would tackle, the APC government would tackle, it is corruption.
Which was accused, under the platform of the PDP.
That's what I'm headed. I'm headed there. So the main challenge, therefore, in subsidy is the corruption in subsidy. Subsidy is not a problem. Therefore, removing it is neither here nor there. Because every government in the world has one thing or the other it subsidizes to help. Because that's the purpose of government. Government is to provide welfare, security, and all of that for the people. Nothing else. It's not to inflict pain. It's not to give comfort to the ruling class. That's not the purpose of government. So PDP did put forward the interest of the Nigerian people and didn't therefore remove subsidy in the manner that APC has done. Because what APC needed to do was tackle the issue of corruption and not remove subsidy. In fact, I don't support the removal of subsidy. Personally, I don't. Rather, I would rather we fight the corruption and which the elites are the ones involved, not the ordinary people on the streets. It is the elites that are directly involved in the huge amounts that you may want to refer to that has to do with subsidy. Now that you removed it, has borrowing stopped? They are borrowing like tomorrow, no day. They are, as the economy improved, No. So when you keep saying, oh, we couldn't remove subsidy, and now they have come and removed it, now that they have removed it, of what benefit is it to the nation?
It's a step in the right direction.
What is it? The step? The step in the right direction. How? 2 years after removal, to go into 3 years. What can you say you have benefited as a Nigerian from the removal of subsidy?
Master, recall that.
No, just mention it.
We'll get to that point where we're going to analyze all of the achievements of both the PDP
they keep telling you they were bold to do it, and then you inflicted pains on the people you're governing.
Let's talk more on the PDP administration, since we've gotten to that era now. You guys were in power for
16 years.
For 16 years.
And I'm sure you would agree that that was the best times of this nation.
Agreeable as well.
Comparing it to 10 years plus of the APC.
Now, one of the things that you've made mention, as a matter of fact, why the APC came on board and took power was because the PDP led a corrupt government.
No, that's not what I said. Please, don't put words. They kept taunting us with, oh, corruption, corruption. It is worse now. What is corruption?
Hold on, but you also agreed that the APC came to take power because there was corruption during the PDP administration.
No, that's not what I have said. I don't agree.
What did you not say about corruption?
What Buhari campaigned on in 2014, 2015 was corruption is a problem in Nigeria, and corruption didn't start under PDP. Corruption is not a language from Nigeria. It's not an Igbo word. It's not an Hausa word. It's not a Yoruba word. It's an English word. Corruption exists everywhere. Everywhere. What government does is put mechanisms in place to ensure you curb it or reduce it. But what they did, what they told us they were coming to do was to fight it. But it has escalated. That's the point.
All right,
there is worse corruption now.
But we have heard many times when we were having these conversations about both the PDP and the APC that the APC was formed as a result of some of the irregularities that happened within the PDP.
Like what?
And some of
their mission was to grab power. The APC, when they were campaigning, they said they want to capture power.
It's not just
about power. That's what they did.
It's not just about capturing power.
That's what they did.
Okay,
because
so
having captured it, they couldn't do anything with power.
So are you saying that every how do they call these parties now that are formed from the
coalition?
Every coalition is formed because of grabbing power alone. Because we can use
specifically on APC.
So
when we were here and when they formed their coalition, right?
Was it not because of the irregularities in the PDP?
No, please.
Okay, why was it formed?
First, it is normal for political parties to continue to evolve, right? And since 2019, since 1998, right, when PDP was formed and we came to power in 1999, there were 3 major political parties that were formed in 1998: AD, APP, and APC, and PDP. Those are the 3 major political parties that were formed in 1998, right? And today, there is no AD. AD metamorphosed from AD to AC to ACN, and now formed what they now know today as APC. APP moved from APP to AMPP, and then also now joined, a faction of it formed CPC, and then from CPC they now got together to form what they now know today as APC. PDP is the only political party that has maintained its color, its logo, its colors, its name, its motto, its vision, which is about the Nigerian people. It does. Consistency. Consistency.
But you're not consistent in your leadership structure. We are talking about the incidents within the party. If you are talking about consistency, we cannot judge your color, your logo, and all of that with what happens within your party.
We talk about your performance.
Because look,
you talk about my performance.
We talk about your performance.
Compare my performance in power for 16 years and 10 years plus
this is
APC.
If you say that, it will just be like choosing the lesser evil. Because within
wouldn't you rather choose the lesser evil?
You will choose
the bigger evil.
We will choose the lesser evil. But why do we always have to choose between the devil and the blue sea when it is possible to have a proper structure that functions? Because the APC today, if people from the PDP will leave the PDP and go to the APC and say that the PDP is dead or PDP is malfunctioning, they don't know what they are doing. And tomorrow, if PDP stands and regain its structure, these same people will move from APC and come to PDP and still badmouth the APC. So we
let me say this to you.
The public cannot actually take the word from this, but we cannot take your word for it.
PDP is built around the people of Nigeria.
Okay.
There are no aliens that will come and join us to fix Nigeria in PDP. It has to be from amongst Nigerians. And the Constitution of Nigeria, I stated earlier, is the supreme, is the ground norm of the land. And it allows you to associate freely, to mingle freely, to join any association of your choice, to go to any religious group or gathering of your choice freely. And so that's what's supreme. We cannot therefore bar anybody from joining our political joining any political party. But about some of them who have moved to APC now, I can assure you by the grace of God, by 2027, when PDP would have come back to the villa, if APC will go extinct. Why I referred to PDP, while that we have maintained our colors, we have maintained our logo, we have maintained our name, we have continued with our vision and all of that, is simply because to ascertain that PDP is not built around or owned by anybody. APC is built around two people. One is late now, General Muhammadu Buhari, and then the current president. By the time Tinubu leaves power, APC will go extinct. They cannot survive what PDP has survived. PDP has stayed off power, and with every poaching and every attempt to destabilize it, to kill it, it's still alive, it's still kicking. Remember that there were days, I'm sure you people have made statements about how PDP was dead, how PDP is dead and can never rise. If he was dead,
it is your party members.
We haven't made any statement.
It's your party members that say it.
Fine, but you gave them the platform.
Members.
You gave them the platform. It's been all over the media and all of that. But if he was dead, we won't be discussing PDP here. If he was dead, these people who are scrambling to say, oh, they must stay back in the party, they are the ones saying he's dead, though. They are not still saying they must stay back in the party. How can you stay back where you say it's dead? What are you doing there?
Probably to further collapse the structure.
That is why we said the fifth columnist will not be allowed to succeed in that. And that is why we have done what we have done. We have saved our party, because I, as one of the new generation champions of the party, right, were disappointed that people we saw, we admired while they were in the party are now the ones doing everything possible to pull down the roof, to destroy the house that gave them a platform to become who they have become. Nyesom Wike couldn't have become what he has become today as a human, because there's no other job he has done. I'm a filmmaker by profession. I have a first address and a second address. He has never done any other job but politics. And it was PDP that made him the local government chairman that he became, from there to become whatever he has become today. And then he wants to destroy it because of what, really?
So let's go back.
And we should watch them.
Because you've mentioned this weekend now, the conversation centered around his expulsion, of course, the expulsion of other prominent members of the PDP. Let's go back to 2023, where it was evident, some of the challenges that we saw within the party, where, first of all, there was the formation of the G5 governors within the PDP factions. During the 2023 general election, there were also accusations that Nyesom Wike and members of his factions were also involved in anti-party activities as at the time. Recall that he stated clearly, that is Nyesom Wike right now, that he was not going to support Atiku Abubakar in his presidential bid. Rather, we see him supporting the APC candidate at the time, who has now become the president of Nigeria.
Chief Tinubu.
Yes, President Tinubu Nowadays. At what point did the PDP realize that Nyesom Wike and members of his faction were involved in anti-party activities?
Okay, you see, first off, let me also inform you that when the party did what it did in 2022, because it was the 2022 convention that threw the primaries that threw up the challenges that the party is currently facing.
Exactly.
I was one of those that went against the party. In fact, I told the party that having failed to uphold the things enshrined here, zoning and rotation of power is well written here. We have zoning in our constitution. So, and I'm one of those that maintained that it was wrong for anybody to have imagined that after Buhari's 8 years, another northerner would take over. It is wrong. So the party made a mistake and gave room for that crack, that happened in 2023. It shouldn't have gone north, or it shouldn't have even left the ticket open. The party, like we have taken that position now, the party is going south for 2027. That's what we should have done in 2022, preceding the 2023 election, because we also did it in 2017. 2017, the party at a NEC meeting took a position that it was going that the 2019 election, that the party was zoning to northern Nigeria. In 2018, that contest, there was no southerner that contested that election with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. There were 12 of them, the 12 aspirants, all of them were northerners because the party zoned its ticket to the north. So that's what we should have done in 2023, for 2022, preceding 2023. So that crack is what gave rise to the G5 governors. And the candidate of the party, I left it because I supported Obi. I'm still obedient, even as a member of the PDP.
Are you no anti-party too?
No, it's a different thing. I will explain.
Because again, for that, some members of the G5 as at the time also supported the obedient movement.
Yes, three of them. Yes, that is Governor of Abia State then.
Enugu State.
My boss.
Sam Otom.
That is Okeze Bazu Abia. Yes. Sam Otom and the Enugu State governor. Yeah. So they were all in support of Obi. Yes. Then why Makinde and Wike supported Chief Tinubu, for 2020.
But clearly, was that not an active party activity?
I'm headed somewhere.
No, hold on. Was it an active party activity?
Like I stated,
yes or
once you jettison this, your written constitution, which was what the court talked about, that go back is internal, whatever your issues are, which means that you have your rules, follow the rules. I and so many of us from southern Nigeria did not subscribe. In fact, if you recall, the Asaba Accord, that the 17 southern governors, when they met, before the 2022 primaries, they met and insisted that power must come back to southern Nigeria.
No, Mas,
I supported that.
Before you go on, let's get this clearly. Being in the PDP and supporting a different party's presidential candidate, is it an anti-party activity? Yes or no?
It is.
It is. So you will also say that you as a person, and some other members of the party, we are involved in anti-party activities.
Yes, and justifiably then, because the party jettisoned zoning. Right now, the party has respected zoning. It has respected its constitution. So why should I now go against?
So what? Okay.
Why should I go against the party when it has done the right thing?
Now you're still in the PDP.
I'm a member of the PDP.
Peter Obi is not a member of the PDP.
Yes, he's not yet. Remember,
he is not a member yet. Not whether yet or not, he's not a member of the party,
and we don't have a candidate yet. We don't have a candidate yet, and he is from the south. He's not from the north. We want to win election. I am going to support the candidate that will win the election from southern Nigeria. And we will be excited to woo Peter Obi back into the party.
Are there no candidates in the PDP right now? That the PDP can consider.
There's no candidate yet.
So you have to lobby somebody from outside the party.
No, there's no candidate yet.
From
there
the PDP.
People, aspirants, nobody has even declared.
Aspirants, rather.
Nobody has even declared yet to run. There are people within the party, yes. But you see, realistically, the purpose is for us to win. That's our intention. We understand who we are coming up against. We want to win election. And the people in question that we are reaching out to, like for me, who is reaching out, to the obedient community to come and join us here, particularly Mr. Peter Obi to come and join us here, is because he is about the most viable candidate that you can present from southern Nigeria today.
All right, Mazi, hold on to your thoughts.
It's about the most viable. And if we can woo someone who was a member of our party back to our party, what's wrong with that?
All right. We're going to continue with the conversation just in a bit, but right now it is this is 9:36, so it's way past the 9:30 hour. So right now we're going to break and we'll come back. We'll continue with the conversation, the PDP saga. To stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Rapi Done right here on Rapi Television. Of course, it is the time for the big conversation. We've been talking about the PDP crisis with our guest, who is a PDP chieftain, Mazi Nnamdi Dixon Irobu. Once again, thank you for being here with us. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Now, before we went on that break, you were bringing some clarity on the anti-party activities, as it is, and we asked if your actions of some members of the PDP were anti-party, which of course you answered yes to. And the question we're asking right now is, why is one part of the party members being punished for anti-party activities? Because that is the reason that was clearly stated, for the expulsion of Yeso Wike and some other members of his factions, anti-party activities.
Consistent anti-party activities.
You have added consistent.
The word is there. I was there when Chief Bode George read it out. Consistent anti-party activity.
All right. So the question I was going to ask, now you said consistent anti-party activities, but anti-party is the reason.
Yeah.
Why was it suspended, and other people that have been involved in anti-party activities in the party were not suspended or even expelled as it is?
See, there's nobody, even in heaven, when Lucifer went against the rules, he was thrown out. That is, the throne of mercy could not contain such rebellion. God's throne is the highest throne of mercy. It did not allow such a rebellious act. There are rules that apply. Like I said to you, in 2022, the party did wrong to itself by not upholding the constitution, which allowed for the zoning and rotation of elective offices.
Yes.
Now, the party, having learned from its mistake, has corrected that by saying 2027, the PDP has zoned its ticket to southern Nigeria. If you're a southerner, what you should then do is, okay, party, good morning. Oh. What we did before, we went against the party simply because the party did not do this thing that you're doing now. Now that you have woken up, good morning, we will adjust. I hope that by the time we get there, you won't change the goalposts. What you should then start doing as a leader in the party, which the likes of Nyesom Wike, are, or Nyesom Wike is, you begin to now reach out. Even himself, who aspired to contest in 2022 and all that, he can now say to himself he has an opportunity to seek for the party ticket and all that. But that's not what we got. What we have gotten from him is that no, the party will not present a candidate. We'll do everything possible to ensure that the party does not present a candidate. Oh no, that in fact, I will stay inside the party and make sure that I work for Chief Tinubu to come back in 2027 and all of that. And you are doing everything, both in your statements and all of that, to undermine, to disparage, to destroy the party. And you expect the party to stay back and watch? Okay. It's only a tree that will hear that they want to cut it down tomorrow, and it will still stand there waiting for it to be cut down. We won't do that. Okay. PDP as a party is a living organism, or organ more like, and shouldn't sit back and watch somebody or a group of people destroy it, kill it. Okay. And all that. No, that's why that decision was taken on this group. They went to court to stop the convention. That was wrong, because even if you were aggrieved, the challenge why they went to court, that is the Wike faction, the three chairmen that went to court, the Bayelsa, the Imo, and the Abia, they were of course all working for Nyesom Wike, and they went to court to stop the convention. Why? That congresses in some states, Imo, Anambra, Ebonyi, and the zonal congress of the party in the southeast and all that. But is it why we should go to court? No. Okay. We could have used internal mechanisms to solve it.
Let me state that at this point, as we speak, PDP already has a bad PR.
Yeah, I agree.
Very bad PR.
I agree.
Because I haven't seen anything very commendable from the coffers of the PR of the PDP. People's Democratic Party in a long while. Now, so I'll be speaking from that perspective. Don't you think that expelling very recognized figures, and losing the backing of governors, don't you think that that's a reputational suicide, especially because we're looking at very critical times for the elections come 2027?
No, we will not uphold strong men. We will rather uphold strong institutions. That's our position. We will rather uphold strong institutions. Every time we highlight the people we are losing, the governors moved. I have maintained, and I said it on some other forums, I said, I wish that the reasons they are giving was for the interest of the people. They are only moving for their selfish interest. And we are also aware that there is inducement. It's rumored out there that any governor who is decamping gets as much as 250 billion.
Billion?
Yes, it's there. And we haven't heard them counter it. It's also rumored out there that a lot of them have skeletons in their cupboard. So they are being blackmailed, coerced, and all of that to join, because there's no reason whatsoever for anybody to join APC gladly. if not for whatever pecuniary gains they want to gain. You know, it's all about the people. The people are every day going through excruciating pain. There's acute hunger in the land. You can't travel by road without having your heart in your hand. The insecurity is alarming. Kidnapping is thriving as a business under the watch of APC, and you're joining it as a governor? No. So the aspect of our losing the likes of expelling Wike and his co-travelers. You see, I have stated over and over again, by the time we go for 2027, these people are against our presenting a formidable front against the ruling party. So should we harbor them inside and watch them sabotage our efforts to winning election? No. No. Now if they had left the party, like the governors who are leaving, we would say, okay, good luck to you. We'll stay back and fix our house.
All right, you've said that one of the reasons that many of the governors are leaving their parties to the APC is because they have skeletons in their cupboard.
And inducement too.
And inducement, as it is. And by skeleton, you mean corrupt practices.
Yes, of course.
And some of these governors are governors under the platform of the PDP.
Not anymore.
Some of these governors were governors under the platform of the PDP.
Of course, yes.
The party brought them to power.
Yes.
And they were serving their states.
Yes.
Now, on their state level, they have corrupt practices going on their state level.
Allegedly. Allegedly, because we have not investigated them to find out. The EFCC or whatever has not come. The court has not ruled on their.
But you have said that one of the reasons is because they have skeletons in their
cupboard. But of course, it's selfish.
And
in summary, it is their selfish interest. Whether to protect themselves.
Now we're asking a question based on the party. You use the word allegedly.
But it is allegedly because there's no court that has found them guilty. It's a media platform, so I won't be found guilty that I caught somebody corrupt when the court has not.
All right, let's talk about the foundation of the PDP, because you have said that the PDP actually brought the cracks on itself.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, with
self-inflicted injury,
self-inflicted as it is, with the convention, the expulsion, and some of the rejig that you have done, do you think that the PDP now stands a chance?
PDP all the while has stood a chance, and that is why they were afraid. That is why they were doing everything possible to destroy it. So
who was doing everything possible to destroy
the ruling government? The ruling party, of course, is doing everything possible. And you know their slogan: once you have dents, join APC and your sins will be forgiven. That's not what we do in PDP. We don't harbor liabilities, right? So whether we stood a chance all the while, yes. And now do we have a better chance? You can see immediately that announcement in Ibadan, yes, happened. Immediately the motion was moved and adopted. Even on social media, the buzz, the Nigerian people start, because I know the humiliating statements I get on my status, on my page, how that you people are useless, you cannot sack Wike, you cannot, you're still having Wike. When I make some posts about announcing events of the party, the mockingly or all of that will come to my page to say, is Wike aware? You know, the Wike is the owner of the party, and no. Okay. So the mocking was too much for us.
So
the shame was too much.
So
for
why
us.
did you enjoy it for so long? That's my question, because now I'm sure you made mention of the fact that you had seen some of these things in the social space, and thank God you're very active across the social media platform, because we cannot deny the fact that what happens there also plays a very vital role in the positioning,
shaping the narrative,
shaping narratives as well. Now, one of the most popular opinions on this social space is the fact that this is less of a disciplinary action and more of a score-setting action, because yes, more of a score-setting action, because you have seen this, you have endured this for a couple of years. Because in the social space, they said as soon as you saw that PDP's Wike, his allegiance was now to the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration.
According to some respect,
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, right? Something would have been done, because immediately you have seen that there's cross-capital, not cross-capital because the person had left the party, but because anti-party activities, because the person had carried out, had accepted an appointment from the now president. Now, I was also part of the people that commended that action. Firstly, because if someone is competent to carry out a responsibility, regardless of their political party, they should be able to be given that appointment to carry out their task, right? However, you saw that from the start. You knew where Wike's allegiance was from the very beginning, because he was very vocal about it. He started it during the 2022-2023 elections.
Yeah.
In fact, there were many allegations leveled against him from Rivers State as to some of the electoral malpractices that he participated in. Why did the PDP not nip it in the bud at that time? And after 2 years, PDP is now coming to say, oh, this person is trying to dent the image of the... He has already destroyed the image of the PDP.
No.
He has already done that.
Let me
the assertions that he has made that you also confirmed here on air.
No.
Why now?
No, why now? Why not? Why not now? Why now? Why not now?
So that's the evasive
No, it's okay. Yeah, but why now? Why not now? We have done it. That's what's important. But let me say this. You see, PDP is a democratic party. One of the reasons I personally identified with PDP is because of how democratic the processes about the party is. How it is not owned by a few individuals or a group of or one individual. How the vision of the party is for the interests of the Nigerian people. I'm a filmmaker by profession, and I understand how to read body language and tone. That is, as a director, one of the secrets that you can extract from an actor is the right body language and the right voice modulation, so that the message can be passed. The concerns that we have had all the while was being managed simply because, like I said, at that time in 2022, of course, Nyesom Wike contested. I also have excused him for decisions or the position he took at that time. Like so many of us, I told you, I worked for Peter Obi, and I have no apologies on that. I didn't stay back in the party to do that. That's the difference. I left the PDP, announced my position that because you have taken this position against the constitution of our party, it won't be right my staying back there. So, and also when I came back with an understanding that I am going to stay here and keep pushing for that right thing to be done. So when in 2022 primaries, the party, after failing to uphold zoning, the party also made a mistake. The leadership made a mistake. At that primaries, something happened. All the aspirants were given 10 minutes to speak to the delegates. And they all spoke. They had their 10 minutes. After the 10 minutes allotted, the next phase was for us to commence the ballot. And just about when we were to commence, the chairman gave another opportunity to one of the aspirants, Tambua, senator now, who was a governor at that time, to come out again to talk to the delegates.
Yeah, finally now, just conclusively.
And when he came, he announced that, oh, he's stepping down from the contest and that the delegates should now support Atiku Abubakar. And other aspirants were not allotted another chance to also possibly step down. And that was what gave Wike and his group the impetus to form G5. And of course, the candidate then didn't manage the crisis. When the candidate came from the north, the DG of the campaign came from the north. The chairman of the party came from the north. Then the governors were saying, what is in it for southern Nigeria? Okay, give us chairman. The candidate could not, persuade the chairman to step aside so that a southerner can take over as chairman. So all of it just is what got us here.
Are you saying that as at the time the PDP's leadership structure was flawed?
It was flawed, I agree.
Right.
The leadership then was, and then now we have gotten it right. We have an SAN as our national chairman.
So
now,
everybody
and
must get their acts together.
I'm sure that they will do the right thing.
We do have a few more questions to ask, but of course our time is fast spent right now. We've been talking to a PDP chieftain, Mazi Dixon Irobu, who of course has been giving us answers to the questions surrounding the PDP crisis. But of course, this is where we're going to call it a wrap on the program. Back to myself and me and Martha. Martha, concluding thoughts before we leave the studio.
My concluding thought is, when you notice a rot, you don't wait to see how far that rot can expand before you expel it out of the farmland. When you see that a crop is corrupted, before it corrupts others, you take it, you pluck it out of the farmland. Don't, as a farmer now, claim that you don't know that it was going to spread when you actually did see it start corrupting the root. When it gets to the root, you are trying to salvage it when it had already eaten down the root. I don't know this proverb I just said.
Don't be in a hurry.
The most important,
Cut your nose to spite your face.
The most important thing is, I'm sure that the PDP, you know, because I have been of the opinion countlessly that is this man bigger than the party, because he made some very bold, offensive assertions in the public space against his party that shouldn't be so. Things that could have been addressed as soon as they happened. But you see, because of the level of redundancy we saw with the PDP addressing the matters coming from this particular player, it had degenerated into a point where the person now claims or now feels bigger than the entire party, which is not supposed to be so. Well, I'm personally keen on seeing how the PDP will address this matter. They have done what they want to do or what they need to do, but of course, we know this is Nigeria, where it's always a call and response from these political parties. So we're waiting for the response of Fayose, PDP.
Wish us well.
And let's see how this matter progresses eventually.
PDP is rising.
We're talking about response. I hear that the weakest factions already responded about, to that particular expulsion, saying, of course, they're not going to accept that. But we'll keep you updated as the matter unfolds. I do remember that you can follow us across all our social media pages, across our platforms at Rapid TV. And you can rewatch every of our episode on our YouTube platform at Official Rapid TV. And anywhere you are in the world, you can watch us live using our website www.arabianradiotv.com. My name is Victor. Okay.
And my name is Martha Ali, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.